Today we're going to make a bar graph. Bar graphs help us represent numerical data in a graph form.
When making graphs, we'll start by labeling both sides. That's not 10.
That's okay.
Yeah, we should. Up to 10.
So here we have 1. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And each of these lines will represent one of our dots we have here. We're going to start by measuring how many red dots we have. When we count over here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 red dots. So we can draw a little line where it says 4 to show us that's how many red dots we have.
So we'll use a bar graph to represent our dots. To do that, we'll be making these bars up to and we'll make it red to match the dots.
Now we're going to measure how many gray dots we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gray dots. So let's draw a little line where it says 6, and we're drawing it above gray so people know that it's gray that we're counting. And then we'll draw it down to create a bar. Now when people look at this, they know that we have 4 red dots and 6 gray dots, even if they don't have these dots to look at.
An important part when making a graph is labeling, and the last part of labeling is putting the title.
So our title is going to be number of dots. Now we're going to graph our stars, our squares, and our circles. So let's make our graph. When making a graph, it's always important to remember to label them. And we're going to label this one again up to 10. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Take note that this right here is 0, meaning this whole line down here represents 0. First, let's start by counting the number of objects we have. Starting with the stars, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we should start by labeling down here that we're talking about the stars. Next, since we had 8 stars, we'll go out to the number 8 and draw a line. And since it's a bar graph, we'll make it a bar going all the way down to 0. And to keep along with our labeling, we want to tell people that this is the number of stars we have.
Next, we're going to count how many squares we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares. So let's draw a little line, and we see our 6s right here, so we'll come across and draw a line right there where it's a 6. And we'll turn it into a bar. Now remember to label, we're talking about squares here.
Okay, so next we need to count the circles. As I point to the circles, count them aloud. How many circles did you get? Next we'll label it, or put it into the graph.
The number of circles you should have gotten is 9. So here we see our 9, and we'll draw a line across with our eyes. And with our pen, we'll draw the line at 9 and turn it into a bar graph. Don't forget to label the name of your graph, and we'll call this our shape graph. Now we want you to try making a graph on your own. Here we have a graph, and here we have what we're graphing. And you notice that these aren't shapes, these are just numbers, but you should be able to graph with just numbers too. So take this time now to pause the video and create a graph on your own, and we'll come back and see how you did. Pause now.
The first thing you should have done is notice that this says 5 people. So we would come up to the graph, and at 5, draw a line and a bar graph to represent those 5 people. Making sure to label what we're representing.
Next, we notice that there are 3 dogs. So we come over to our bar graph, and with our eyes, draw a line across at 3. Draw a line there and turn it into a bar. Don't forget to label that it's dogs.
Our last collection is of 8 cats. Since it's 8, we'll locate 8 over here on our graph. Notice that it comes over here. This is where we're going to want to draw our line at 8. Continue drawing it into a bar for the bar graph. And we are representing cats.
Now you can see that this represents 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, 1, 2, 3 dogs, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cats. Don't forget to title your graph. The title of this graph is People and Animals.
If you said 2 hours, then you're correct.
And this is how we make bar graphs.
When given either a set of objects or a group of numbers.